I'll never know why some needs are warm. I can't explain the rainbow in the storm.
What's up, guys? So I wasn't really gonna put out a video today. I was just gonna work on, I wanted to put some new motors on my 5-inch, because if you heard from my last video when I was flying behind the church, that 5-inch, the motor sounded so gnarly with the bearings being blown out that it sounded like my 6-inch. It was gnarly. But I was just changing my motors and doing some maintenance stuff, and I was going through my comments, and Mindless FPV and another guy, Yi Fan, both had questions on the Crossfire setup. So they were kind of wondering everything, how I have my settings and everything for the Crossfire, and the other guy was actually like, he needed help setting it up. So I thought, you know what, maybe it's something that doesn't get, like, there's not too many videos on it. So I'm gonna just show you how I set up the Tbs Crossfire, and I even had one of the guys on my FPV Aces team actually needed help about it, and then I was like, you know what, maybe I should really do a video about it. It is a little bit different with the micro receiver, I guess, than the original, like the V2 from the V1. And I didn't like the thing is, some of this stuff comes just easy to us because we've done it so many times, but I always have to remember that there's so many of you guys that are just starting out and you need this help, and I am more than welcome to help you guys out. So let's get into this. Alright guys, we're going to jump into this right now, and we're going to go to set up the module in the back of the Tyrannus. What you want to do is you want to go to page 2 of your model setup on the Tyrannus and go to where it says internal RF and set that to off. This is going to be the internal module that's on here that we are not going to be using, so we want to have that off. Turn to external RF module, which is a Crossfire one, to CRSF. That's the highlighted one, and that is the module that we want to use. If you see now that I have it set up there, it's got the little light on. We know that it is powered on, and what we are going to do is plug in this guy over here. You can see that I have the little green light on over here, meaning that we are all bound up. Green light here, green light there. We are good to go. Let me give you a couple quick little pointers here. The way I have the antenna set up is like a L. It's a dipole antenna. You're going to have the black wire coming down the bottom here and the clear wire coming up the top here. So it kind of makes like an L. I have these with zip ties just hooked onto the standoff and a piece on the top plate. One other question people are having on this the V2 micro receiver is the pinout. They're having trouble finding the pinout for S-Bus. Well, if you go to the far left pin when you're looking at it, where you plug it in, it's going to go ground. You're going to have your 5-volt after that, and then you're going to have, it's going to say channel 1. That's going to be your S-Bus. I don't have an extra one to show you guys, or I would. Maybe one day I'll have a TBS sponsorship that gives me extras. But we'll unplug this right now, and I'll slide this guy right back in, and we're going to dive into where I have this set up. So, Tbs Crossfire, link state, connecting, TX power 100 milliwatts. And I have it set at 100. I know I could probably have it lower and fly perfectly fine, but the internal module on the Tyrannus is at 80 milliwatts. So I figure 100 milliwatts is perfectly good to be flying this thing at all the time. RC input, HT input, digital, no signal, all that's going to be the same for you guys, I'm sure. If I hold this in, we're going to go into the second menu. It's going to have general here. I'm going to click on that. This is where I could change that power from 100 milliwatts up to 500, 1 watt, 2 watt. You'll get the warning that's on here, and when you do get that warning, basically I carry this guy right here. It's a little external battery, XT30 plug on there. I could plug it in. It gives me extra power here. It's probably going to reset me if I unplug this, but I could get the extra power when I need it, like I said, which I hardly do. But yeah, so that's how you get into that. We'll go back down to 100 milliwatts. Dynamic power, I don't like using the second one here, dynamic power, just because mainly I want to know, like, I have 100 milliwatts to use 100% of the time. I don't want it to go from 25 to 10 milliwatts to 100 and it picking and have that little bit of, like, I know it's like a probably like microseconds of time where it'll actually give me that power. I don't want to have to even think about that. I like just 100 milliwatts 100% of the time. It's good to go. Frequency is at 915 US. I have heard some different stuff about the people that don't like Crossfire saying that the satellite, not satellite, but cellular network towers run off of the 900 band. It interferes with the Crossfire, and that's why you have dropouts. And I know you can change to the Central Europe, the 868, and you don't use that in the U.S. here, but I heard that you can use that in the U.S. here if you're having those problems with a failsafe because of a tower. But don't quote me on that. That's like rumors that I heard. I haven't even tried it yet, but I have heard that. Stick to 915. I haven't had any issues there whatsoever. I don't think you have to really mess with anything outside of that. Everything else I have, it's normal. It's power's off on there. Let's go back. Setting up failsafe. Failsafe is fairly easy. Basically, all you're going to do is have your throttle position. I have mine all the way down. I hold it down here, setting failsafe, and we're all set. Well, it's going to say failed this time because I don't have it plugged in on the receiver. But you hit that, you're good to go. Binding is pretty normal. Actually, let me plug this in for you guys real quick again. But you just, that's pretty normal to everything else that you have. But one thing that I want to show you guys on here is if I go back in here and it'll say RX Micro V2. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me go up a menu. If you click on here, this is where guys are setting up inside of their flight controller. They have everything for S-Bus, all that stuff set up, and then they say, hey, I'm not getting any stick inputs, it's not working, it's not communicating with it. Go to your output map, that's the first one here, and change the first output to where it says S-Bus. So see where it says S-Bus right there? That's where you want it. And it's going to be, I think, it's going to say channel 1, 2, 3, and 4 like this at first. Go down to, that's inverted S-Bus. You don't want that. You want it to say S-Bus. So that's the only thing with the RX Micro V2 section you want to change to get the S-Bus to work on there. Everything else pretty much the same. If I go into About screen, you can see I'm running firmware 1.44. I believe there is another one out right now that's, I don't know if it's in beta or it's good to go, but I'm running 1.44 with no problems. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I'm using. One other thing is I am using this like long, they're tuned antenna. I know there's the other one with the two things right there, the dipole one. That one totally, or is that not a dipole? I don't even know right now. It's late at night. But that one there, yeah, it works perfectly fine too. This one works great. I really like this unit. It hasn't given me too many problems or anything where I have any dislikes about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So if you guys can, please like and subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe and leave comments and everything, because these comments are like today that gave me this video to do for you guys to help you guys out. So all those things definitely help me out, and give me an inspiration to do another video on stuff like this, which it helps everyone, like I said. So you guys have a great night, and I am going to get back to fixing up my little quads around here so I could fly for you guys tomorrow. Well, actually, I'm flying for myself, but you guys will see what I'm doing. But yeah, guys, get nasty. I'll see ya. Peace.